Yeah, I don't know. It's all a learning curve. So I'm just gonna put it back up here and then readjust the camera. So hi guys, I'm Sarah James and this is Abundant Possibilities. And I am here to share what's helped me along my journey, which has been a lot. So there's a lot of great things. But on this little sharing, I'm reading the book of Knowing and Worth, which I've been reading, and this is for this incarnation, day 7. So we're going to be starting on day 7, this incarnation, and this is channeled by Paul Selig. I've described him in the description and in different videos. If you haven't checked him out, go look at his YouTube videos or his website, anything else. But these books, all these books, they've helped me out so much, and I so appreciate the comments that I've received and emails. I just received a really amazing email. It really means a lot to me. I really appreciate the encouragement and the support. I never know who's going to be listening, who wants to sit and watch a girl read. But I really appreciate it. And the comments, I'm glad that other people out there, I know there's like thousands of people that have just resonated with these books as much as I have. And so I wanted to share these with you, and I will be reading and kind of discussing things as I go along. That's just how I do things. So here we go. We have teachings to give you today about what you need, why you need it, and why you don't claim what you want. You all believe you are small, that you are only allowed certain things, and that if you reach too high, the whole shelf will fall down on you. If you reach what's on the top shelf, Now we would like you to know this. What is in your authority is what you can imagine. If it is in your imagination, it may be possible. If it is possible, it may be created. If it is created, it may be held in accord with your own vibration. Now, is this possible that you could be so great that you could reach the top shelf? Well, what's on the top shelf? What is that thing that you see so far beyond you that you may never hold? We will tell you what it is. It is you and your authority as the one who may choose her own dominion, his own dominion. You lie to yourselves every day when you say you are not allowed the life that you can have. If you could, you would have it already. Now we will tell you what this means. You believe on a certain level that if you place yourself above what you were taught, you will be disappointed, and you cannot handle disappointment. So you create it in the abnegation of your own authority. Now, how you've been lied to by your lives is by being told that if you want something, you must go out and get it, and you must do, and you must be active, and you must create in action. That's me in many ways. Like when I'm on a roll, I feel like I need to like action. And at the beginning of the year, I was like, this is the year of action. And then Corona came, and it was kind of like, well, slow down a bit. Hi, Gail, how are you? Thanks for joining me. And so in that, I've been building my website. I've been literally building, and I had a scaffold fall on my head a while ago, and it created 2 pinched nerves in my desk, so in my neck and my back. So it literally stopped me from taking action for months. So yeah, I feel like you take so much action, and then the universe is like, stop, just slow down, take a break. So yeah, action. So, in fact, when you are knowing yourself in your true worth, I know who I am, I know what I am, I know how I serve, you claim dominion. And what you call to you in your authority is in accordance with the worth that you hold. The top shelf, we say, the high shelf that you believe to be so out of reach, is something you must lift to in your vibration, not by standing on a ladder made of rickety creations. It will always fail you. What is a rickety creation? A thing that is created in fear. What is a rickety creation? A thing that you require, that you believe you must have to get to the next rung. When you know you can lift, you do not climb. You invest in climbing, you invest in arduous action in order to get what you want, because you cannot imagine that you could be lifted in that you could be gifted in receipt with what you truly need. Now, why does this get to you? Because you have been taught this way and you agree with it. And you feel that if you are not in agreement with something that you were taught by somebody else, you must be wrong, it must be wrong, it cannot be so. Now, how do you lift to rise to the top shelf? Through intention. And simply said, intention is a creative action that you claim as being so, not one day will, but being so. I am word through this intention sets the action of the frequency of the word in consciousness to the circumstance or situation or requirement that you need to bring into manifestation. When you are doing this in accord with your vibration as the one in worth, it will be so. When you do this from a place of manifestation that says it cannot really be so, you will get what you ask for that way. So what is on the top shelf? You. As you can see your world from a higher vantage point, how you get there is lifting your vibration. What is on the top shelf is what exists in a higher frequency. You think your car lives here. Let me read that again. You think your car lives there. There may be a car there. There may be something finer. Those of you who believe heaven is like a shopping mall will be in a great disappointment when you realize very quickly that what you invest in this plane that is not in accord with your worth cannot exist in your vibration once you leave this plane. As you exist there, you create mountains of stuff that is your legacy that goes to dust the moment you are gone. When you rise in vibration, you claim things in accord with truth because truth lives in high frequency. What is in truth is eternal, and you carry that with you throughout your lives. As you grow as a spiritual being, your legacy is one of love. That is what you become, that is what you claim, that is what you gift to the world. Who you are is who you say you are. Who you are is who you say you are. We will say this many times. I am the one who is fearful, claims you in fear. I am the one who knows who he is, who she is, who may live her life in accordance with her new worth as an aspect of the Creator and form, is the legacy you claim in this incarnation. And we will say that will be the title of this chapter, this incarnation. What you have been gifted with and what you all believe not to be true is a wonderful opportunity to know who and what you are in all of your encounters. Man, once I said about my back, having the pinched nerves, I've had a lot of pain right here come up, which wasn't there earlier today. So I feel like once the attention is put on it, then all of it just goes right there. So just send some love and light to my back and my shoulders, my neck, and yeah, get through this. Okay, so where did I leave off? This incarnation. You have been gifted with what you have been gifted with and what you all believe not to be true is a wonderful opportunity to know who and what you are in all of your encounters. There is no one who encounters you in your life that is not your teacher, that is not there to show you who you are in your own reflection as you engage with them. Now we will ask you this. Who in your life has taught you the most difficult lessons? Was it your mother or your father or the philandering spouse or the ungrateful child? Who taught you the hard lessons? And you may ask them the lessons themselves, what they were there to teach you. What did I learn? What did I learn? What did I learn? So I've been living with my mother-in-law for the last couple months. So I'm learning patience. I'm learning a lot of patience and to stand strong. She's in a different mindset, different, I don't know. There's a lot of, I'm a Scorpio, she's Taurus, she's the bull, and so there's some of that going on. So it's been challenging. It's been a lesson, a huge lesson, but also a lesson in knowing my voice and knowing my worth, because it gets questioned quite a bit being here. It's literally a question that comes up. Do you think you're worthy of this? Do you think you deserve this? Kind of, And so it's been a lesson. Those are the lessons that I'm learning right now, which has just been challenging. Anybody that's ever lived with a mother-in-law, leave a comment. Let me know how you went about it. And that can be father-in-law too. But yeah, if you have any advice, share it on. Share it on. Share the love. Now, Paul is getting in the way. Well, if she had a philandering husband, she knows she can't trust men. That may be what she claims, but that may not be the truth of the lesson. The truth of the lesson may be much greater. I know I am worthy of love regardless of the behavior of another. I know I am worthy of being seen regardless of what I look like to another. I know that I am worthy of living my life regardless of what I am told by someone who doesn't care anymore. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for those lessons. Thank you. You claim your lessons as a possibility of new industry, new awareness, new life, new choices, new being. But you must say yes to the positive lessons that are brought to you through your interactions. In some ways, they are your stepping stones to new worth. When you abnegate your worth to believing others are always right, he must have been right to leave me. I will never amount to much on my own. I had an ex, a verbally abusive ex. I dated him for 5 years, so that was my choice to stay in that. But I had a verbally abusive ex that when I was leaving, he literally said to me, like, kind of, good luck finding somebody that treats you like I do. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you for that good luck. I know I can find it because it's plenty out there. Like, there's so many people that know how to love just openly and honestly. And yeah, but he really tried to, good luck finding somebody and you'll never deserve anything else. And, he was really trying to put that fear in me that why I shouldn't leave him when it was just time to move on. So whatever that was, I just said farewell and went on my merry way. So, yeah. But you must say yes to the positive lessons that are brought to you through your interactions. In some ways, they are your stepping stones to new worth. Okay, I read that. He must leave me. I would, sorry. I'm like skipping ahead because I'm getting into my thoughts. And that resonance begins to infiltrate all areas of life. If you want that, that is up to you. Keep plucking things off the low shelf and putting them in your basket if that is what you want. Or hear us now. You are the one who chooses, regardless of what you think or have been taught. You are the one who chooses, regardless of what you think or have been taught. And if you are carrying a handbasket of trash, drop it now. Who is to tell you not to but you? Who is to tell you not to but you? I had so many people when I was dating him, my friends, and they were kind of shocked that I was putting up with that, I would say. But it was my lesson to learn, and I wasn't ready to learn it until I was ready to learn it. It then realized how strong I was and realized my own worth, and then move out of that situation. But until I was ready to learn it on my own, anybody could have told me, stay in it, stick it out, or leave it, or whatever. I was just on my own path. So yeah, you have been given the authority to let go. Now we will tell you this. Many of you were taught things when you were very small. You believed them implicitly, and you created a life to reflect these teachings regardless of whether or not they were serving you well. You were told you were this or that. You were mistreated by this one or that one. But we are here to tell you now that just because something happened does not mean it has to stay. Amen. Just because something happened does not mean it has to stay. You have as much authority here, but you don't know it. You have been systematized to agree with the possibility that once you are scared forever. That once you have been harmed, the memory of the harm will never go away. Well, this is up to you, because once again, you decide what the teaching was. The teaching may not be what you think, let me read that again. The teaching may not be what you want to think. It may not be that my parents were awful, that your life wasn't good. It may be the teaching that you can claim your power back in any circumstance, regardless of how challenging it may be. What you give your authority to becomes your God. And if you want your pain to be your authority or the memory of your pain, that will be your claim. That is what you put in your basket. That becomes your broadcast or your resonance, and you call it back to you in every moment of your waking life. We do not teach those who have an investment in maintaining their pain as their identity, and there are those of you who have become so attached to your history. This happened to me when I was 5, when I was 25 or 55, that you stand at the roadside looking at the history, the wreck that was your past, and not walking beyond it. Yeah, it's challenging. I can say that my mother-in-law is doing the same thing right now, and it's challenging because I want to help her in some way. I want to tell her, it's doesn't have to be this way, but again, it's a path that everybody has to walk. So, yeah. Okay. What you give your authority to becomes your God. That's a true statement. We do not teach those who have investment in maintaining their pain as their identity. And there are those of you who have become so attached to your history. This happened to me when I was 5, when I was 25 or 55, that you stand at the roadside looking at the history, the wreck that was your past, and not walking beyond it. Now, if you want to stay there, you may. You have been gifted with free will, but this incarnation is yours to learn through. And the moment you decide that there may be another way to learn, to encounter this history, to move beyond the wreckage, you will, but you must choose it. We understand pain, We do not blame you, but we do not agree that you have no other choice. And those of you who invest in pain or misery as a way of being may have come to the conclusion, sadly, that this is who you are. In that claim of worth, I am my misery or my pain, you conclude your future in this moment. The blessing is that your future may be changed by you in this new worth as you attend to it. Paul is saying, what new worth? I know who I am. I am an aspect of the Creator. I am alive to learn. I am alive to choose. I'm alive to sing my song in its perfection or imperfection or joy or fury or however you choose to express yourself. But you are alive. You have a choice, and you have choices. And as you have choices, you attend to your choices. You may walk forward and call it to you your next lesson. And call to you your next lesson. Now, difficult things happen in a lifetime. We are not pretending they do not. We understand that many things happen that cause great pain. There are losses, there are changes, there are challenges that would boggle the mind. But we will also tell you this. Your soul has creations that it requires you to know, to move forward and to develop in your choices, to express yourself in your higher vibration. You are being given opportunity to grow in every opportunity that is presented to you in the form of a challenge. But you must say yes to the new way of being and no longer attend to that aspect of the self that says, yes, see, it happened again. I will never know love or peace or worth. Every time your worth is challenged by a situation, by a person, is an opportunity to claim it back. As you align to others' needs as the ones who must tell you who you are, you pretend to be small. You give them permission to decide for you, and you agree with them that you are who they say you are. That is your choice. When you are small, it is difficult. But the challenges you greet as a child will, in many ways, inform the choices you may make as a soul in vibration, learning her own power, her own wisdom, her own promise and expression. I will say that thanks to these books, when my worth is challenged, and it's like a verbal challenge of my worth, I'm the first one to jump in and say, I know my worth. I know who I am. I know what I am. I know how I serve. But I know that when I was dating in a verbally abusive relationship, I felt very small. I let him say whatever he wanted, and it took me a while to find my voice. I mean, it would kind of like, and I would feel it in my bones, and it would just make me nervous and uncomfortable. But I wasn't yelling back, and I wasn't name calling, and I was, just not happy. But I wasn't speaking up and saying, "Look, bud, that's enough. I know who I am. I know what I am. I know how I serve, and I don't deserve this, and I no longer am going to put up with this," until I was ready to do that. So, yeah, I understand how it is to feel small and feel powerless. And yeah, it's it's a challenge. It's a human challenge. What a beautiful opportunity for all these lessons to be learned on this planet, yeah? Okay, so there's no one on this plane, like it or not, who can tell you who you are with more authority than you. This does not make you special. It means, finally, you have to know yourself because you are the only one who really lives with you. And what do you want to be? How do you frame your expression, and how do you live your life in accordance with that you have been taught? You've become so ignorant to your own behaviors. This is the way it should be because I have known myself as this. I have always chosen in accord with what I have been taught, so I don't think otherwise. That you miss the opportunity to decide anew. If you have eggs for breakfast 6 days a week and on the 7th day you have toast, you are choosing that. If you don't want toast, eat something else. You always claim your worth through your interactions with others, situationally and interpersonally. Where do you deny your worth, and why do you do it? Who, we would say, is greater than you? If there is a God, and we will tell you there is, he is manifested in everyone. She is manifested in everyone, if that is your preference. But the manifestation of the Creator instilled each of you coming into its own recognition is the great teacher. That is the teacher you wish to listen to. We do not want your authority. We want you in your own. And if we have to pat you on the head or push you on the bottom to get you moving forward as the one who may claim her choices, we will attend to that as we need to. As you live this life, you are your own teacher regardless of what you think and how you align to possibilities. How you create circumstance in order to teach the lessons you need is the subject of this talk. Your teachers, we say, are what you choose to learn through. Every situation, once again, is an opportunity for new learning. But how do you wish to learn? If everything is an opportunity to claim your merit, your divine self-worth, you have learned the lesson of the day, and you may raise your flag and say, "Teacher, I am done for the afternoon." If you wish to stay and say, "My teachers told me life was bad. My circumstances brought me to this place of pain, and here I will stay," that is your claim as well. But the moment you decide something new, I may change, I can change, and my circumstances, which are a reflection of my consciousness, may realign with the new worth I gift to myself, as I know myself as I truly am. How do you know yourself in your days? How are you seen by your fellows? And how do you perceive yourselves through their eyes? How do they know what they need from you? And where do you presuppose their needs based on your historical changes? If he looks at me this way, he must want that. If she says this, it must mean that. You must understand right now that you are all in agreement with the teachings you require on one level or another. So you bless each other in the opportunity to have certain experiences as your life unfolds. I will be the mother. I will teach you independence. I will be the lover. I will teach you your passion. I will be the child. I will be learning from your worth so I may create my own. You go into these agreements prior to incarnation, and you choose them as you go forward, as you recognize each other in spirit, and call each other into being in a practical way in the incarnation you exist in. Not everything is predetermined. We do not say that. But we do say that you encounter yourself through your fellows in ways that are predetermined, to grant you the opportunity to claim the lessons you came here for. What does it mean to claim a lesson? To agree to it. Now, you may agree to the circumstance or the challenge. I need to know what it feels like to be the prisoner or the keeper this time around. I need to know that I am still in my worth regardless of what society has told me. I need to learn that I can transform myself in ways that amaze me because I know who I am. But these are choices you make to grow. And if you turn down the opportunity for learning that is presented in each of them, you will call the opportunity to you again. There is no shame in this. You may take the test again until you say, aha, I know, I understand, and I know that I may move forward in my worth in this new knowledge I have accepted as my own. Now, when there is tragedy, or what you perceive to be tragedy, you have a great opportunity to relinquish an aspect of the self that believes he knows how things are supposed to be. You have records, in your memory banks of great tragedy that has occurred on this plane throughout time. And you have been emblemized by these memories to go into reactions that you were tuned to at the time of their initial creation. These are the responses that you all agree are inherited by the race. You see the tiger, you know to run. You see the water rising, you build the boat. But as you reattune to who and what you are, and you realize that your vibration is in consort with physical manifestation, you no longer feel victimized by circumstance or by tragedy. You understand that how you interface with any creation is a reflection of your consciousness. Two people may see the same accident on the highway and have two very different responses. Oh, I am so glad I was not driving on the road today. Or how can I help that man behind the wheel? You are always reflecting your consciousness in what you see before you and what you attend to. You have made collective decisions about the realities that you exist in. My phone is ringing even though I have it on Do Not Disturb. And it's my lovely fiance. I wonder what he wanted. Then I guess he'll tell me. Okay, so how can I help that man behind the wheel? You are always reflecting your consciousness in what you see before you and what you attend to. You have made collective decisions about the realities that you exist in. And we say realities intentionally because 3 people may share the same room and inhabit 3 different levels of consciousness. And consequently, their experience of the room and their circumstances may be radically different. As you attend to your consciousness, as you vibrate in higher knowing and you call to you the things you need to accept your knowing, agree to it, and then move on. Your worth is accelerated and your vibration calls to you circumstances that will reflect the new worth you hold. But everybody has an opportunity through this encounter and how they choose to perceive it to know themselves anew. We are not saying that things do not happen that will cause you pain. We do speak of how to attend to pain in your worth as a lesson you learn. Many of you get overly attached to your relationships here. You have come to count on them as ways of knowing yourself in your worth. You have come to count on your choices to always lead you to where you think you should go. So when something happens that you perceive to be out of your control, your sense of worth is challenged. Somebody goes away, a situation occurs that it challenges your safety or your belief in what it means to be safe in your environment. Until you all learn, each one of you, that you are your brother's keeper and that the wars that you create are manifestations of fear, you will not learn this lesson. Peace is more than possible. Peace is more than possible. It is. All my life, I'm 42, and I've dreamt of peace forever. I feel like the world has just been in constant war since I was born. There's always been something going on, and it's just so ridiculous now. But peace is more than possible. It is an intended state of consciousness that you also know in your DNA or your record or whatever you'd like to call your history memory of the race. Peace is more than possible. It can be, but it must be within you to be reflected elsewhere. And we will say this once again. There is nothing within you that is not projected outward in your expression. And what you fear within yourself, you fear within your fellows. You fear within your world, And when you are frightened of your fellows, you move away. And your need for peace becomes an opportunity for separation and isolation. I just want to pause here for a second. I've made a video before about saying hello to neighbors, saying hello to people, saying good morning. And I make it a big deal to just say good morning to people. And I've talked about it before. I feel like we've moved so far away from that. I was born in a small town and living in the city. You know, it's like that was still in me. I still said good morning. I still said hello. And sometimes people didn't say hello back. And sometimes people just blatantly looked away. It has nothing to do with me. But I still say good morning. I still say hello. And I feel like with this whole virus that's been going on and wearing masks, it's given people another excuse to separate and to keep their eyes averted and move away and not say anything to people passing by. So it's this crazy way of like still being in the separation, even though we are all in this together. We are literally all in this together. So the beautiful thing about it is make more eye contact. You're forced to make more eye contact now when you have to talk to somebody. But yeah, there's no more need for separation now. As you create a new possibility of expressing yourself, you create the same possibility in everybody around you. This is resonance. As you recognize your worth, as you surmount a challenge in this incarnation, you give permission to everyone to do the same. You create a new possibility in your energy field that others may witness, may know, may see as possible, and they may align to it and call it into being for themselves. So yeah, back to the saying good morning and saying hello. I did a whole experiment where I was like saying good morning, roller skating past everybody, and there was one person in particular that he never made eye contact. He always looked away. I would still every morning say good morning, and just smile and roll on past him. And it got to the point where I think maybe on the seventh time, I came around the corner and he happened to be coming around the corner at the same time, and he looked up at me and saw me and he waved and smiled and then like immediately kind of took it back, but it was too late. It was already out there. Like I had become this person that he knew that would say good morning and just be friendly, and I wasn't a threat and it wasn't stranger danger. So it was like this beautiful, awesome moment where I was like, oh, I got you. Like I knew it was going to happen. And by doing this too, so many people started saying good morning back to me and was happy to see me. And it forms community. You know, it forms a base community. If you want to see the world in a better place, start by saying hello to everybody. Like I've said that so many times, regardless of what they look like, who they voted for, what they're wearing. Just say hello. I see you. I see you. I wish you well. And then go on your merry way and enjoy your day. But that does do something that puts out that energy. And before you know it, they're going to be saying good morning back to you. They're going to be saying hello back to you. And you're going to start knowing your neighbors. That's how you make America great again. Start knowing your neighbors. And not just knowing them, but loving them. Start by saying good morning, saying hello. How are you? Nice to see you again. Adios. See you again later. It's a good way to start. It's worked. It's worked for me. So I know that that's what's worked for me. Okay, try it out yourself. I beg you. I dare you. Whatever it takes. Just try it. Okay. As you create a new possibility of expressing yourself, you create the same possibility in everybody around you. This is resonance. As you recognize your worth, as you surmount a challenge in this incarnation, you give permission to everyone to do the same. You create a new possibility in your energy field that others may witness, may know, may see as possible, and they may align to it and call it into being for themselves. The work you are attending to through the interaction with us, the guides that dictate the answers you seek or pose the questions you wish not to hear, are for everyone. The answers you seek are implicit in the questions you ask. As everyone moves up to the higher level of being, which we will say can be, there is no top shelf. There is just where you stand in recognition of those beside you in a shared creation of love. That's beautiful. There is no top shelf. There is just where you stand in recognition of those beside you in a shared creation of love. Now, this sounds fanciful to Paul, and he doesn't like the word love, shared creation of love. It sounds a little silly to him, but he has emblemized love to be something that it is not. When you are in awareness of your own worth in a productive way, you may call this self-love. When you are in awareness of your worth of your fellows, you may share your love with them freely and without fear. When there are many in love, that is a shared creation. You must acknowledge the worth, the inherent worth of all men, regardless of what you think of them, to truly attend to this teaching. Man, I just said that. It's so true, though. I mean, it's so true. Even when I'm walking and there's a guy that may be looking at me like I'm a piece of meat or like something he's, wanting to chase down like a gazelle, I just say good morning even louder. Kind of freaks them out. I'm like, good morning. And then the next person I see, good morning. But it like shows them, I see you. I'm not for you. I see you. And I also wish you well. Good morning. And I'll say it to the next person. And you'll realize that, yeah, she's just the person that likes to say good morning. It has nothing to do with you necessarily. It's just a way to share joy and share love and share community. So, yeah. And if you have already, where did I leave off? Because I just got on a roll there. Okay. When there are many in love, that is a shared creation. You must acknowledge the worth, the inherent worth of all men, regardless of what you think of them, to truly attend to this teaching. And if you have already decided that there is someone who cannot be forgiven, you have tried and decided that this is not for you. But we will offer you this. When you remember the one before you, regardless of what he has done, how he has hurt you, what she has destroyed, and you remember this being as on her own road to learning, his own road to discovery, you become a bit more compassionate. What have you done in your lives that you believe you cannot be forgiven for? What have you done in your lives that you believe you cannot be forgiven for? That's a good question. That is an act of arrogance, and you may accept that in a certain way by looking at the one next to you and deciding that it is safe for her to be forgiven for what she believes she has done or may have, in fact, done. All forgiveness is, we will say, is a releasing of fear. When you release the fear of another, they may be in forgiveness as well, and you may move to a new vibration in the light of love. There's a book that Gabby Bernstein wrote called Radical Forgiveness by, I can't think of his name right now. And then Gabby Bernstein also wrote a book about forgiveness too, or I can't remember the name, but I'll put the links down at the bottom if I can find it. Great books, like especially Radical Forgiveness is like this whole worksheet that you can fill out, and it's getting through the emotions and just kind of moving on. So really awesome book. I highly recommend it. And I'll put the author and the name of the book and everything else down at the bottom of the description. Okay. Now we will offer you this teaching for the day. Incarnation is about responsibility to how you attend to your lessons as the one in choice. If everything is an opportunity for growth, what are the 2 challenges you face today in your life, environment, family, relationships, anywhere? What are 2 challenges you face, and how might you claim your worth within them? How might you decide anew in a place to bring you to a higher level of knowing? How might you attend to each lesson in a productive way that will not keep you in fear or in languishing or blame? How might you grow? What is the opportunity being presented to you in this circumstance, and how might you go forward in attendance to it? We offer you this. If you attend to these 2 things today, we will support you as we can by illuminating this thing as you allow us to show you the new possibility that you may call to yourself in your relationship to the situation, or the person, or the thing. You must be prepared for the possibility you will not like it, because it will mean you have to change something you initially invested in that made you party to the creation in the first place. Do you understand this? I'll read that again just in case you didn't, and just in case I didn't. You may not like it because it will mean you have to change something you initially invested in that made you party to the creation in the first place. You are party to all your creations. You are part of the creation because you are in resonance with it. And as the one in resonance with it, you are participatory in an exchange of vibration. So recreating something in a new way, in many ways, means you need to turn the dial, to change the station, or the accord that you have with the circumstance that you would like to transform. We hope you understand this. You cannot change something the same way that you create it. You need a new thought or a new possibility to lift you to the next level of thought and vibration that may transform something that you have known and agreed to historically. Now, each one of you has decisions to make about the life that you live. The choices you will make as you attend to this text will be different than you think. The choices that you make when you are in agreement to your worth may challenge you at times to prove this to yourself. To honor the choice that you make as the one who knows who she is, what she is, how she serves, is the lesson you will have. As you grow up, you see the higher shelf before you, and eventually you are lifted to the place where that thing you have sought is standing right before you, right at your eyes, at the level of your eyes, to be seen and welcomed. We offer you this in love, and we will tell you why. We know your worth already. You do not have to prove it to us. You have to do nothing but attend to these aspects of the self that disregard their worth and create their fear of being who they think they should be. You have been told who you were all your lives. Most of you have agreed with what you were taught. Now we will tell you this. We are only telling you what we know. How you attend to your own information must be through your own experience of this text, the teachings and what they take you to next. As you honor this, you become your own authority, and it is only in your own authority that you may claim your worth. We will stop in a moment for this day. We would like to say one last thing about cherishing. What you cherish is something that you are aligned to in one way or another. What you cherish, you hold. Can you imagine for a moment if you were the thing to be cherished exactly as you are, in this moment in time, exactly as you stand before yourself? May you still be treasured. May you still be cherished. May you be known in love. If you will allow us now, we will surround you in love, and we will open your frequency to a whisper. You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. Regardless of what you have been taught, how you have been treated, how you have treated yourself, you are deeply loved, as are all men, as are all women, as are all. Simply allow right now the self to receive and to be still and know. I know who you are. I know what you are. I know how you serve. And I am one with the power that I am in frequency, in love, and in my own worth. Thank you and good night. Stop now, please. So yeah, that was good. Okay, so that challenge that they gave, I'll put that down in this description. I'll have to go in and edit that because this is live, and I'll need to go back in and put all that in there. Guys, I know who you are. I know what you are. I know how you serve. Thank you so much for anyone that tuned in, for anyone that left a comment, for the wonderful, loving emails. I am so grateful for you. Thank you so much. This has been an awesome lesson and an awesome challenge, and I'm learning as I go, and I'm growing as I grow, and I just am enjoying it. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Sarah James, and make sure to hit the subscribe and the button if you'd like to, or the bell, I guess, and if you'd like to get notified when I put on one of the live videos. And This channel is going to grow. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to grow into, but I have a lot of plans for what I want to do. And right now I'm just kind of going with the flow. So stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button. I love having a loving, supportive tribe. I want to help other people on their journey by sharing what's helped me on mine. And if you have any books that have helped you along the way, if you've read the channeled text by Paul Selig, this is the book of Knowing and Worth, then drop me a line. Let me know how it's affected your life so far and the other ones that he's written. I'm going to kind of go through all of them. So, okay, I'm going to end this now, and I love you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day. And